Hi YouTube. Okay, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know that I don't like doing videos on a subject that other people have done videos. I'm going to do one here, but there's enough difference in what I'm doing with this video than from the others. And this is how to make hardtack. But this is a new way to make hardtack. It's a little bit different than the traditional way of making hardtack, and I think you get a better product out of it. Now, at the end of the video I did for my camping trip on the food I was going to eat, I told you that I had made some hardtack, some hard bread to take along, and here it is, and you can hear that, okay? And I made this the traditional way in the air fryer. Okay, I tried several different ways to see if I could find something right. The normal method of cooking hardtack is to cook it at low heat, bake it at low heat, because what you're trying to do is draw the moisture out. Okay, and then that's what makes it shelf stable for 1,000 years. Okay, unless you fix your shoes with it. But you can hear that is hard bread, okay? And just to see, did you hear that? Did you see that? And take a look at what it looks like. Okay, there you go. It's hard, okay? And usually you have to keep it in your mouth for a while before you can chew it or swallow it. It's great for putting in coffee and in other foods to give it some body and bulk. And you can chew on it. I have carried these in my haversack and used them as a nashi on the trail. But, there we go. I tried different ways. Okay. I noticed towards the end, when I raised the heat and extended the cooking time, I came out with one that looked like this. Okay, there is actual bread inside here, and this is a little bit chewier and easier to break than the hard bread made the traditional way. Okay, so I had some time this afternoon. I tried a couple of things. I made 2 batches of hard bread. The reason why I'm using the air fryer, number one, apparently there's a federal law that requires anyone, as soon as you turn 65 and start collecting Social Security, you have to go out and buy an Instant Pot in an air fryer. I didn't know this. Okay. I hope the statute of limitations runs out real soon, but I did get one. Okay, so my heart was in the right place. But again, what the traditional method of hard bread, making hard bread is to bake it in the oven in large lots. But for what we're doing, we're going to want to make small lots. And well, let's take a look at what the old guy did in the kitchen. Okay, so what we're going to do, what we need our air fryer, which is out of frame, but this is the air fryer basket. And I'm going to turn that on in just a second, get it preheated. I'm going to take a half a cup of flour, just regular old all-purpose flour. Using a half a cup because we're going to make a small batch. And when making hard bread, well, you don't have to be all that exact. And Set that back there so I can clean it. Set the flour aside because we're going to need it later. And we're just going to put in a little dab of salt. About that much. Get that out of the way. Okay, now I've also got this here. This is a hard bread cutter that I made. I used to sell these. If you look real close, you can see it says NBC in there for the National Biscuit Company, Nabisco. You don't need to use this. I don't sell them anymore, although I might start selling them if people start asking for them. You can also cut these with a knife into 2-inch squares. Okay, now I'm going to set my air fryer at 400 degrees. And then I'm going to pour some water in here. Okay, now comes the scientific part. Mix it up until it looks right. Put in a little water at a time. Don't put it all in at once. That'll give you a better way of gauging your dough. You don't want it too wet. You don't want it too lumpy. Nobody likes lumpy dough. I'm going to drop a little bit in there. Now I'm also going to cover my cutting board with some flour for the next stage. Okay, so that's still pretty wet, but we're going to keep adding flour to it until it gets right. And this is where we start getting our fingers all sticky and messy. Because we're just going to keep adding flour to it until it stops being so wet. Get my rolling pin, cover it with flour. Flour is your lubricant. And again, we're making a small batch. And what I found out was normally you make your hard bread thin. But we're going to make this a little bit thicker than normal. Normally it's about 1/4 to 5/16 of an inch. We're going to try to get it to 5/16 to 3/8. Here is where I'm going to start using my cutter. But again, you can use a knife and cut it into 2-inch squares. Put a little bit of... Okay, let's see how we're doing. I don't know if you can see the NBC on there or not, but that's how you know it's thick enough, is when you see those letters prominently. When you do cut this out with a knife, make sure you poke these holes, 9 holes or 12 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, that's 16 holes. What that does is that allows heat to get into the interior of the biscuit, and it cooks it thoroughly. Okay, there we go. We got 5 of them in there. We're going to set it in. Okay, 5 minutes. Let's take it out. I don't know if you can see that, but that's got a nice brown on it. I'm going to turn it over. Turn all of these over. Get the other side. And see this one here, I don't know if you can see, but it does, we do have some moist interior. We're going to shoot it for another 5 minutes. See if that's too much. Okay, 5 minutes. Let's see what damage we did. Oh, there we are. That one's nice and brown. So is that one. All right, we'll let those cool down and I'll break them in half. Let me see if this will break. It breaks and it looks like bread. Which means it's not going to be as tough and hard as regular hard bread is. Let me just take a bite. Tastes like hard bread, but it's a lot easier to eat. Okay, so again, to shorten things up, I'll tell you what I did was I cooked the best batch was set the air fryer at 400 degrees, cook it 5 minutes on one side, flip it over, and cook it 5 minutes on the other. And what you get is a good hard shell, but a relatively soft center. Okay, so a little bit easier to eat, but you'll still be able to use it the same way you would regular hard bread by mixing it in with stews and your coffee. Morning coffee with hard bread. That's a breakfast of champions right there. So anyway, I hope this informs you. I hope you try this. It's a very simple recipe. Water and flour, a little bit of salt. How hard can that? Even I can do it. Okay? But this is something that was used and bought on the trail, bought by sportsmen, or made in the home. Abercrombie and Fitch sold tins of hard bread. I believe there was like 100 crackers in each tin that they sold. And prior to the First World War, hard bread was part of the daily ration for the military, and it was packaged in cardboard boxes. But when they got overseas, they realized that packing it in cardboard boxes was making it, it was going to be tainted by gas. Gas warfare said, no, you can't put it in it. You have to put it in an airtight container. So they started manufacturing airtight metal containers for the hard bread. Well, what happened was when they declared war, they made orders for, hundreds of thousands of rations and hundreds of thousands of cardboard boxes full of hard bread. And because it's so danged easy to make, there's a whole bunch of it in the cardboard boxes in the warehouses, and they couldn't use. They had to put it in metal boxes. So a good deal of that ended up on the surplus market after the war, after 1919. We still find hard bread in cardboard boxes in attics and back garage, back rooms and things like that all across the country. People who bought that hard bread. It will last for frickin' ever. It's a good survival food. So, but this one here, again, a little bit softer, a little bit chewier, a little bit easier to eat. You see it on trail.